Alright guys, so hopefully this will be the last video. I went ahead and pretty much finished everything on the actual sheath itself, but I wanted to make a video actually showing the full process of how to actually peen those rivets. And so I wanted to get the practice in on here, make sure everything's running smoothly, make sure the rivets that I'm using work and all that kind of stuff before I made a video of actually doing the process of riveting. So all I'm gonna work on right now is just one rivet right here to make this belt loop. I'm gonna probably put two rivets in here, but I'm just gonna record myself doing one from start to finish just so you can kind of see it in case you ever want to try this at home. So I've just got the brass here. I have it pinched down pretty tight. Before I actually make the hole to actually do the rivet, I will put little marks of where I think I'm gonna put those rivets. So I'm thinking like one here and one here. I could probably get away with just one, but you do run the risk of, if it does get loose, it's gonna kind of turn on you like this. So I'll go ahead and just do two, because, you know, why not? So out of the two that I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna do the front one first. With the brass, to make your hole, I always like to punch it first, just because it's kind of hard to get that drill in there unless you have a hole already marked for you. So there's the hole. And this anvil I got from Harbor Freight. It's pretty cheap. It was like $20 or $30 maybe. Or maybe I'm totally remembering it wrong, I don't know. But it's from Harbor Freight, it's pretty cool. It has the little hole right there, so I'm just gonna place this right over the hole and just kind of hold it in place. I already have the drill ready to go. And you just make your little hole. And you just drill right through the brass, the leather, and the other side of the brass. Might take a little second. I don't want to push too hard. I have broken bits. There we go. I have broken bits before, so I do like to take it a little slow. Because if you're too overzealous, you're going to break something. So it really doesn't matter which side I put the rivet in. If you check the back, this is actually pretty clean. Most of the time there's like a little stuff left over there, and I like to clean that out first before I actually make put the rivet in there. I did notice the leather is sticking out just a little bit on this side, so I'm going to trim that up just ever so slightly. And I can always put a little bit more dye on there, I'm not worried about it. So that's looking good. Line up the holes. I just noticed my hairy belly's in here. Sorry guys. It's probably not what you wanted to see first thing in the morning. And just put the rivet right in. It might need a little aggressive persuasion, so if you just want to give it a little tap tap. And then on the opposite side, just give a little tap around the rivet, and that comes up perfect. And like I said, I don't remember when I got these guys, but they're absolutely perfect for what I'm doing. So like, they were already cut the right size, already right there. The backs look good. They're already rounded. If you wanted to give these a little tap just to make them look like you peened them yourself, you totally can. I have made my own rivets before. That's fun. Also from Taylor's Do It Center, you can just get the brass rods here. And I usually like to get the different sizes, so there's 3 different sizes that you can get. And you just cut them, and you have to use a vise and put them through whatever it is that you're making the rivets through. Just that much through whatever it is, but then you have a vise on the other side holding the other piece of the rivet, and you peen that side down, and then you flip it around and peen that side. It's really not super hard, more just time consuming than anything else. if I grab this is the one that I actually made the rivets from scratch on both sides. So that's where I've gotten all my practice, and it worked out great because now these other rivets are super easy, not hard at all to do. So I'm just going to tap the rivet out and then end the video and put this knife together, and then I'll post all of the pictures of the finished product when I'm done. You want to make sure you have a pretty tight grip on the brass there. You probably will hit your fingers at least once or twice. That's just going to happen. Now, it might be kind of hard to see, but when you're tapping down, you're not hitting straight down. It's almost like you're trying to hit and drag the ball peen hammer over the rivet. And so you want to kind of drag it in one direction as you hit, and then drag it in another direction, and just kind of drag it in different directions. And that's kind of what gets it that really nice mushroom, over top of the brass. So I'm just going to hammer away for a second. I always say slow and steady is really the way to go with these. If you look, I've got it pretty much all the way down. There's just a little bit poking up right here. I can hit that in just a second. But you just want to take your time. You'll probably hit it, you know, at least 50 to 100 times. But it's better to hit, you know, hold the hammer kind of high up and just kind of hammer away lightly. Because you're moving the metal around, and if you just sit here and just kind of wham, you're gonna risk bending the rivet or knocking the rivet over, that kind of thing. When we do the rivets for shields, that's definitely a huge problem. Is the rivets moving around and not laying super flat. So that's it. That's the rivet. This side is done. I can use a little pair of pliers to kind of bend the metal back into place, make it look pretty nice. It does get a little scuffed, the brass, but I can buff that out with the Dremel. I've got quite a few different Dremel pieces, but that's it. There's the rivet. It's looking super good. And I've got the ring. I've already annealed it, so I got it hot. I just use a creme brulee torch, and then you want to quench it in water. And then it's so much easier to bend. I can actually bend it with my fingers. Before, I could not bend it with my fingers. So that definitely helps. And I have it. It's better if you overlap the pieces here. Let's see if I can get it to focus. If you open up the ring this way, rather than opening up the ring this way, because that's going to weaken the metal and it will break. So if you have it like this and you can just kind of bend it and then slip both sides of the sheath in there and then bend it back and close it, that's going to be way better for the actual metal. And yeah, so I'm almost done. I'm going to do this last rivet, and then I'll polish it all up, and then I'll take some pictures and I'll post it for you guys to watch. Well, thanks for sticking around. There's 5 videos of this. I know it kind of takes a while, but if you're interested in ever doing rivets, I would definitely recommend watching, and tell me what you think. Alright guys, I'll make more videos of other projects soon. See you later.